Leo stared at the blueprint on his desk, the lines blurring as his mind wandered. The clock ticked past midnight, and the office was silent except for the hum of his laptop. He rubbed his temples, trying to focus. Another late night. Another project deadline. Across the city, Ava would be asleep by now, their son Liam tucked safely in his race car bed. He wondered if she still left the hallway light on for him. Their marriage had settled into a comfortable rhythm over 7 years. Leo, an architect, buried himself in work, while Ava balanced her interior design business and raising Liam. They were a team, or so he thought. Lately, though, Ava seemed distant. Her laughter was quieter, her texts shorter. He chalked it up to stress, until last week. It was Liam's 5th birthday party. Balloons, cake, a backyard filled with squealing children. Leo had rushed home early, determined not to miss it. As he carried presents to the yard, he'd overheard Ava's voice, sharp and unfamiliar, from the kitchen. "I can't keep doing this. Not with him." A pause. "I know, Mark. Soon." Mark, Ava's college friend, now her client. Leo had met him once, tall with a musician's hands and a disarming smile. He'd brushed it off then. Now the name lodged in his chest like a splinter. The days passed. Leo was watching Ava closely. She increasingly went to client meetings with her phone face down on the counter. One day, he found a catalog of one of the boutiques, a place she had never mentioned. When he asked, she shrugged her shoulders. "I decided to visit the facility at the last minute. The client is very picky." But it was Liam who unknowingly unraveled the truth. One evening, Leo sat with him at the piano, guiding small hands over the keys. "Play the Rainbow Song, Daddy." Liam chirped. Leo frowned. "What rainbow song?" The boy hummed a melody, a jazz tune, syncopated and unfamiliar. Leo froze. He'd heard that song exactly once. Years ago, at a party, when Mark had played it on his saxophone. "Where'd you learn that, buddy?" Leo kept his voice light. "Mommy's friend sings it. The one with the funny laugh." The room tilted. Leo excused himself, locking himself in the bathroom. His reflection stared back, pale, unshaven, a stranger. That night, he waited until Ava fell asleep, then scrolled through her phone. Deleted texts, photos of Liam, and one, hastily cropped, of a man's hand resting on a hotel comforter. A hand with a silver pinky ring. Mark's hand. Confrontation burned his throat, but fear held him back. What if he was wrong? What if he shattered their fragile peace? Instead, he began to dig. He tracked Ava's car to a midtown apartment complex, where Mark's name was listed on the directory. He sifted through credit card statements, finding charges for dinners he'd never tasted, gifts he'd never seen. A receipt for 2 tickets to a jazz festival. The same weekend Ava had claimed to visit her sister. The final blow came on a rainy Tuesday. Leo arrived home early, soaked and exhausted, to find Ava's car missing. Liam was at daycare. The house felt hollow. On impulse, he climbed the stairs to her studio. Sketches of living rooms and color swatches covered her desk. Beneath a fabric sample, he found a pregnancy test. Positive. His hands shook. They hadn't slept together in months. The front door clicked open. Ava's heels echoed in the foyer. Leo stood at the top of the stairs, the test clutched in his hand, her face drained of color. "Leo, I can explain." "Is it his?" The words scraped raw. She opened her mouth, then closed it. Tears spilled over. That silence was answer enough. Leo's grip tightened around the plastic stick. Rain lashed the windows as Ava's silence stretched, broken only by Liam's distant laughter from a neighbor's TV. The air smelled of wet wool and betrayal. "Get out," he said finally, voice cracking like old timber. Ava stumbled back, her designer heels catching on the rug. "Where's Liam?" "I need to." "You need." Leo stepped forward, looming over her. You don't get to need anything. Not after this. She flinched but didn't retreat. I'm sorry. I never meant to. To what? Get pregnant. Lie for months. His laugh was hollow. Was any of it real? Or was I just convenient? Ava's phone buzzed in her purse. They both froze. The screen lit up with a notification. Mark. Call me. We need to talk. Leo snatched the phone. The wallpaper, a photo of Liam building sandcastles, wavered in his trembling hand. How long? She closed her eyes. Since the Anderson project. 6 months. Half a year of hotel rooms and whispered promises, all while he drafted blueprints for their forever home. Leo hurled the phone against the wall. It shattered, plastic skittering across the floor. Liam stayed with Leo's sister that night. Ava slept on the couch, her silhouette outlined by streetlights bleeding through blinds. Leo paced the master bedroom, each creak of the floorboards a metronome for his rage. At dawn, he drove to Mark's apartment, a sleek high-rise downtown. The doorman recognized him. Mr. Carter, here for the renovation plans. Leo froze. Renovation? Yeah, Mrs. Carter's been here twice this week. Said the client wanted a full redesign. Client. The word tasted like ash. Leo rode the elevator to the 12th floor, fists clenched. Mark answered in a silk robe, stubble shading his jaw. You. Leo swung. Mark staggered, blood blooming on his lip. She chose me, he spat, grinning through crimson teeth. You think you're the victim. You checked out the second, she said. I do. The words hit harder than the punch. Days blurred. Ava moved to a hotel, leaving divorce papers on the kitchen island. Leo ignored them. Instead, he combed through their life. Bank statements, calendars, Liam's drawings. In the back of Liam's crayon box, he found a Polaroid. Ava and Mark, laughing on a Ferris wheel, her head resting on his shoulder. The date stamp. Liam's birthday. That night, Leo sat at Liam's bedside, watching moonlight trace race cars on the walls. Daddy? Liam murmured, half asleep. Is Mommy coming home? Leo tucked the blanket tighter. I don't know, buddy. But she promised pancakes. The ache in his chest sharpened. I'll make them. No. Liam sat up, tears glinting. Mommy makes them with rainbow sprinkles. Mark taught her. Leo stilled. Mark makes pancakes. Liam nodded, yawning. He sings the rainbow song too. He's fun. Fun. A word no 5-year-old should weaponize. The DNA test arrived on a Tuesday. Leo left it unopened on his desk, next to the half-finished blueprint of a nursery he'd designed for the baby. Mark's baby. Ava called that afternoon, voice frayed. Leo, please, let me see Liam. He stared at the test. Did you ever love me? Or was I just safe? A sob crackled through the line. You were my life. But Mark, he saw me. Not just the mom or the wife. Me. Leo hung up. That night, he opened the test. Probability of paternity. 0%. The confrontation came at the park. Ova pushed the stroller, the newborn swaddled in a blanket Leo had bought. He stood by the swings, Liam clutching his leg. She looks like you, Ava said softly. Leo glanced at the baby. Hers, not theirs. No, she doesn't. Liam tugged his hand. Daddy, push me higher. As the swing soared, Leo watched Ava's reflection in the polished steel slide. She was crying. Or maybe he was. The truth, he realized, wasn't in hotel receipts or DNA results. It was in the way Liam's laughter echoed alone on the playground, a sound that no longer fit their fractured world.